develop an application. Please speak with the admins about it. Please listen to the class here. I will answer your questions in the last. Please listen to the class. Don't ping in the middle. If you want ping in the middle, ping it related to the subject, please. Okay. I will answer you all this in the last. Yeah. What I want to tell you is writing a program to develop an application. See, to write a program in the industry, we have two approaches available. What are the two approaches? First one, until 19 in the starting of the ending of the 70s, until the ending of the 70s. What is the approach? Procedural programming approach. From 80s, object-oriented programming approach. There are two approaches, guys. The first approach is the procedural programming approach, and the second approach is the object-oriented programming approach. These are the two approaches what we just have. Clearer or not? Okay. So what is procedural and what is object-oriented? First, procedural. If at all you talk about procedural programming, tell me the examples for this. Procedural programming. What are procedural programming languages? COBOL, Pascal, Fortran, C. Yeah. The best of all the thing is C language because we are aware of that language. Okay, let's take C. C is a procedural, but before that, COBOL, Pascal, Fortran also comes from procedural programming only. Okay. So listen, all of you might have learned your C language now. In a C language, when you write programs, when you write a program in C language, remember, can I make a statement like this? A C program or a procedural program is a collection of variables and functions. Agree with me? Yes or not? That's what you learned in the C language. You written a program, inside you declared some variables and defined some functions now. So what I want to say is a procedural program is a collection of variables and functions, which we generally call as members. What we say? Members. Members means what happen? Variables, functions, array, contents of the program. Yeah, you write something in the program now. What do we call them as? Members. So basically, it's a collection of variables and functions. In general, we call them as members. Okay, another point. You defined a function in the program. Will the function execute directly? Array, you defined a function in a C program. Will the function execute directly? No. What should I do? I should call it. See, every member that is defined in the program requires to be explicitly called for execution. What is that? Every member that is defined in the program should be explicitly called for execution. Are you guys clear or not? Every member that is defined in the program should be explicitly called for execution. We must call it explicitly. Answer this question. Where do you call from? You're not interacting here. You're not opening the mouth. You learn C language. And then open the mouth and answer. Where do you call from? Main function. Where do you call from? Why? Why do you call from main function? Main is a why do you call from main? The question is, why do you call from main? Yeah, entry point of the program. What is that? Entry point of the program. We call it from the main function And this calling is performed from the main function because main is the entry point of the program. See, this calling is done from main function because it is the entry point of a program. All of you learned now? Your program execution starts from main now. Sir, is it only for C language or every language? Every language. Every language in the market you take, the execution starts from main function on. The execution starts from main function only. See, why they followed this as a standard actually. They followed this as a standard because programming languages are developed by different companies. Different companies develop different languages, but who runs them? Operating system runs them. Means the company who manufactured the programming language and the company who manufactured the operating system are not same now. If every language has a different entry point, if every language has a different entry point, it will become a confusion for the operating system from where the execution has to be started, right or not. That is the universal standard. What is the universal standard? Whoever designs a language, design it. But make sure an entry point is main. What will operating system do now? Operating system checks where is the main function. And operating system calls the main function. When operating system calls the main function will take the control now and starts calling the other things in the program now. Someone has to call main. Main will call the others. But who will call the main? OS. OS calls the main now. Understood or not? See, simple. Like, for example, if you just understand my point here, suppose you are driving a bike or a scooter. You're driving a bike or a scooter. There are different company bikes and scooters available in the market, right? Yes or not? And to start them, you need a start button. You need a start button. How do you find the start button? Right side of you are. Where right side? Where? Simply you're telling right side. Where on the right side? Tell that it will be present on the handlebar. That is the point you require to tell right or left or secondary. Where is it present? On the handlebar. For your bike and scooter or for every company's bike and scooter? See now, a universal standard. What is the universal standard? For every bike or scooter, the start button should be present on the handlebar. If each company puts the start button in a different location now, one company has it on the handlebar, one company is putting this under the seat now, one company is putting it under the dicky. Somewhere you put it like this. Whenever you drive a new bike, you're required to stand around and find where is the start button now. But we never have the confusion. Why? All follow the standard. What is it? Start button will be on the handlebar. Whatever new bike I give you, what you do? You will start it and drive the vehicle. Correct? Same point I'm telling you here also. All languages following the same standard. What is it? Entry point main. When operating system want to run it, it will check where the entry point main is and it will call it. Am I clear or not? Okay. Now just if you look at here, I'll show you. A simple C program looks like this. A simple C program looks like this. Am I right or wrong? Lakshmi, why are you raising your hand? Hey guys, why are you raising the hand? If you have any question, let me know. Don't raise your hands, please. Don't raise your hands. It is disturbing the screen. If you have any questions related to what I'm telling, ask me the question. I'll answer you. Okay? Come on. Look. A simple C program looks like this. Right or wrong? See, man, collection of members, variables, and functions. Afterwards, void main is the entry point. What do you do? Call the members from here for execution. You're going to call all the members from here for execution. That's how you write a C program now. That's what you learned in your C language. And notice it, the drawback of procedural programming languages are they don't provide security and reusability. That's not the problem. You all of you learned about C language, but put this in the mind. What is the problem with the procedural language? Procedural language doesn't provide you security and reusability. These are the main problems with procedural programming languages. They don't have security of code. They don't have reusability of the code. And to overcome this problem, what came now? Object-oriented programming. Now tell me, tell me what languages are object-oriented. First one. Next, Java, Python, C#. Not only C#, here all our .NET languages are object-oriented. VB.NET, F#, all these are object-oriented only. Okay, first one, C++. Started from C++, guys. Okay, now listen. All these are object-oriented programming languages. Now the question is, sir, how do we write a program in object-oriented language? How do we write a program in object-oriented language? Yes, no, I said you C program now. Same way object-oriented language. Listen, in object-oriented languages also, a program is a collection of members like variables and functions only. Put this in the mind, guys. What's it? Because you're writing an object-oriented, don't think you're going to do something new. Nothing. In object-oriented languages, also a program is a collection of members like variables and functions only. Then what is the difference, sir? There are also variables and functions only. Here are also variables and functions only. What is the difference? But the difference is in a object-oriented language, we define these members under a container or wrapper called as class. Read it now. You can also variables and functions only, but what is this container or wrapper? Guys, a simple common sense all of us have. What is it, you know? A wrapper always protects the content which is present inside of it, right or wrong? A wrapper always protects the content that is present inside of a class or inside of it. Correct? Huh? A chocolate comes in a polythene wrapper, and the polythene wrapper is a production for chocolate, man. Am I right or not? You cook your food, your mother cooks the food. After the food is cooked, suppose you prepared some sweets in your home, some laddu or something. After preparation is completed, that is put in an air-tight container. That put on a air-tight container. Will we leave it on the table exposing to dust and all now? No. We don't leave it on the table like that without a lid on it, so that mosquitoes, flies, insects, everything will come now. What do we do? We put in an air-tight container. Now understand? The box is the wrapper. What's it doing? Production to the food now. Correct? Huh? Exactly the same point. What is it? Procedural programming lacks security now. Procedural programming lack security. So we want security now. To secure the members, what we are going to do, we are going to wrap the members inside of a container, which we call it as a class. Watch it, guys. This is how you write a program in procedural language. This is a program. In the program, you define your members directly now. And look at this. Louder, open the mouth. What do you have? A class. What do you call it? A wrapper. Your members are inside of the class. See, a polythene is a wrapper for a chocolate, right? A class is a wrapper for the members. Both are same. Got it? You have a phone. Your phone has a screen guard. Why you have a screen guard? To protect it from the scratches now. Your phone is put on a pouch. Why did you put in a pouch? Suddenly it falls from your hand. The edges are not broken. Am I right? We try to protect it from scratches and all by a wrapper. Array, a simple common sense for all of us. A wrapper protects the content now. The same thing only we are going to do. We are going to define all these members inside of a wrapper, and we call that as a class. And this class is going to provide the security for the members. That is what object-oriented programming is all about. Are you getting me or not? Okay. Now, if I ask you a question, now if I ask you a question here, what is the question? Just a minute. Yeah. If I ask you a question, what is the question? What is a class? What's your answer? Class is a collection of. I did not ask you what is the contents of a class. I'm asking you a question. Who are you? You need to tell who are you, but what are you telling? I am 5 feet 6 inches height. I'm fair in color. My height is black. Why are you telling all this nonsense? Tell who are you first. What is my question? What is a class? You're telling class is a collection of objects, members. Who asked you what it contains? That's all nonsense. Class is a blueprint for what? Okay, forget about this. You're new to this now. Forget about this. You learn structures in C language. What is the structure? You understood your standard first. You completed learning of a structure in the C language. You don't know what is it first. A structure is a user-defined type. That is what you should tell first. Again, some of you are telling structure is a collection of variables. Who asked you what it is? I don't want what is it. What is it first? What it contains is none of my business now. What is it? A structure is a user-defined type. What do you mean by user-defined type? What I mean by user-defined type is, I'll tell you. I'll tell you in clear. What is int? Lakshmi, don't raise your hand, please. Why are you raising the hand? It is disturbing here. Have any question? Okay. Don't have any questions now. If you have any question, chat. So send it here. Don't raise your hand. Okay. Tell me, what is int? I declared int. What is int? Int is a data type. Correct now? Is it born like you and me? Is it born like you and me? No, it is predefined. What do you say? How is it defined? It's a predefined structure. It is predefined structure. Do you know how is it defined? It is defined like this. Struct int. Array, same thing you learned in C language. You can define your own types. You can define your own types now. If you define your own type, that is called as user defined. And what is this? Predefined. Are you clear? Use the float. If I ask you a question, what's your answer? Float is a data type. That's what you said now. But how is it? It is not born now. It is predefined. How is it defined? Like this. Struct float. You use the char, right? Struct char. All these are predefined under the libraries of the language. Okay. Now see, if I ask you int, what did you answer? Int is a data type. Float is a data type. Char is a data type. Correct now? Same like this. In C language, we have learned defining our own data types now. How do you define? Struct. A very common example, all our teachers and textbooks have taught. Right, this is a common example what a textbook and teacher also taught us, a student. Then inside of it, you say int ID, character array, name. Okay, float, marks, piece. This is how you define it. Okay, now tell me one thing. What is student? Student is a data type. Don't say structure. Student is a data type. What is the difference, sir? Int, float, char are predefined data types, and student is a user-defined data. Don't make it lengthy. Data type, not data type. Simple word. Type. That's all. What is it? Type. What is int? Int is a type. What is float? Float is a type. What is char? Char is a type. What is student? Student is a type. What is the difference? Student is a user-defined type. Int, float, char are predefined types. Did you understand me or not? One more difference I'll tell you. You understood the first difference? Student is a user-defined type. Tomorrow someone shows you like this and asks you what is student, don't say student is a structure. Hai? The wrong answer. What you should say? Student is a type. See, that only I asked you. When I asked you what is int, no option to block. Say, someone is asking you what is int. We never said int is a structure. What we said? Int is a data type. Correct? Now, same answer. What is student? Student is a data type. One difference is user defined, predefined. Second difference is these three are scalar. Automatically it is working. Why? Okay, leave it. Yeah, listen. Okay. These three are scalar. Scalar means scalar means single. Scalar means single. Means you can store only one value at a time. You said int type. How many values can you store? One only. Correct now? But this is complex. Did you understand? What is that? It can hold one value. How many values it can store? 4 values at a time. What are 4? ID, name, marks, these. So, first difference, user defined, predefined. Second difference, complex, scalar. Whatever we learned in our C language, basically int, float, char, something, now, all these are scalar. Capable of holding only one value. Okay, array is a complex. Array is a complex. Remember, array is not a scalar type. Array is a complex. Same way, this is different. What is the difference between this and array? Array can store same type of values, but this can store different type of values. What array can store? Tell me. Either integers, either characters, but only one type only now. But this can store what? 4 different types, 3 different types of values. One integer, one character, 2 floats. You can change different thing now. Are you clear? So basically, this is a concept what you learned in C language. I'm not talking about C++ now. I'm telling about C language. Same like this, in C++, they introduced a new concept called as class. What is that? Class. Just like this, you can define something called as class. Class, some name. Here I given you student, here I given you employee. And inside of the class, I'm writing what? Int ID. Now, by this time, yeah, strings came in the market. By this time, strings came in the market. String, name, job. And same way, float, salary. We define this like this. This is called as a class. So, what is the difference? Both are looking alike. The difference is, I'll tell you. What is your question? What is a class? Correct now? Read the answer. It is a user-defined type very similar to structures we learned in C language. Are you clear? Okay, it is a user defined type, very similar to structures we learned in C language. But the difference is structures in C language can contain only variables in it, whereas classes introduced in C++ can contain both variables and functions also. That is the difference. Read the answer carefully. Array structure can contain only variables, man. Next. Both can be there here. What both? Variables and functions also. What can be there? Variables and functions also. Both the two things can be defined in this particular case now. See that. There you have only variables. See, variables can also contain functions. Can also contain functions in this place. Hope you guys are clearer, all of you. Yes or not? There we have only variables, but here we have variables and functions. Both are present in this case now. Are you clear, everyone? Okay, so that's what. So listen, this is how you define them actually. Struct, name of the structure, and here we write, here we have some variables declared. And with the class, we write class, name of the class. Come on, tell me. Variables and functions. That is how you define a class and how you define a structure. So tomorrow you go to interview, someone asks you what is a class. What is your answer? Class is a user defined type. Class is a user defined type. If he asks you what it contains, then you say it is a collection of members called as variables and functions. But what is a class? Class is a user defined type. Okay, tell me, what is student? Student is a type. What is employee? Employee is a type. Student is a type. Employee is also type. What is int? Type. What is float? Type. What is char? Type. See guys, int, char, float. Here we have something called. This is also type only, man. But this is not a structure. What is String is a class type. String is a class type. Int, float, char are structure types. Int, float, char are structure types. And string is a class type. Got it or not? Come on. Once again, the difference is what I said here. All these are predefined. All these are predefined and scalar. Perfect. All these are predefined and scalar. Come on. User defined and complex. User defined and complex. Did you understand me or not? See, that only I shown you the picture here, guys. What is it? We write a class and inside the class we put all the members now. Is it clear? Okay. So, okay. So now listen. Answer this question, all of you. Everyone knows this. How to consume a type. Come on, guys. How to consume a type? Is the question. How do you consume a type? Types cannot be consumed directly. What do you mean? Is it valid? Confidently. No. Why? I did not ask you how. I asked you why is it not valid? Why you telling I should be there or something? Why is it not valid? Types cannot be consumed directly because a type doesn't have any memory allocated for storing a value. Now read it, you will understand. Array, you want to store a value in a memory now, but type doesn't have any memory now. Type doesn't have any memory. Then how to consume a type? Consume a type. To consume a type, we need to first create a copy of that type. How do you write? Valida, invalida? Valid. Now understand. Int doesn't have memory. Yeah, memory is for I. Are you clear or not? Int doesn't have the memory. Who has the memory? I has the memory. So when I say like this, one student raised a question like this now. Sir, memory is for I or not for int? No. Then can I directly write I is equals to 100? Tell me. Valida, invalida? Invalid. Why, sir? You're telling memory is allocated for I only now? I'll tell you. I'll tell you. You want to build a house. What do you require? A plan for the house first. Correct? To build a house, you need a plan. You went to an architect. Architect has given a plan for the house. Architect has given a plan for the house. Can you live in the plan? Come on, man. Can you live in the plan? Why? Plan is on paper. There is no physical existence for a plan now. If you want to live, what do you need? Build the house with the plan. Build the house with the plan. Am I correct? Now answer me. Can you live in the plan? No. Can you build a house without a plan? No, no. So what do you require? A plan and a house built on the plan. Correct now? Come on, guys. This is the plan of your house. Listen, this is the plan of your house. This is the constructed house, and this is you. Did you understand me or not? Okay, what is this? Plan of the house. What is this? Constructed house. What is this? Wing. What is this? Living in the plan. Yeah, can you live in the plan? What is this? Building a house without a plan. Can you build a house without a plan? No. So what does the plan contain? Tell me, what does the house plan contain? What are the dimensions of the house? Yes or not? Where to construct the walls, where to lay the pillars, everything is present in the plan. Correct now? Same like that, yeah. What this contains, this contains the information. What information? How much memory should be allocated? When this memory should be allocated? When this memory should be allocated? All that information is available under the plan now. How much memory should be allocated? Into 4 bytes. Where the memory should be allocated is stack memory. When the memory has to be allocated, when the program execution starts and reaches this line, memory should be allocated. All that information is present inside the plan now. Are you getting my point or not? So did you understand the question first? What is that? How to consume a type? What did I say? A type cannot be consumed directly. Why? No memory allocation for storing a value. Next point. Memory is allocated. Okay, now tell me, is this rule only for predefined types or user-defined types also? Just a guess, that's all. The rule is for predefined types only or for user-defined types also? Everything type for everyone, the rule applies now. Okay, so what is it? The above rule applies both to predefined as well as user defined types also. Got it or not? The above rule applies both to predefined as well as user defined types also. For both of them, the rule will apply now. Predefined types also, user defined types also. For both of them, this rule is going to apply. Okay, now. Okay, fine. Now, see, int I. What is I? I is a copy of type integer. Correct? String S. Come on, you tell me. S is a copy of type string. And don't forget, integer is a predefined. String is also predefined. One more thing, predefined struct, predefined class. Same like that. Watch student. Yes. Come on. SS is a copy of type student. User defined. User defined structure. Same like that. Employee EMP. EMP is a copy of type employee. User def class. User defined class. Predefined also, these rules will apply. User defined also, the same rules are going to apply for predefined types as well as for user defined types. Is everyone clear? Yes or not? How to consume a type? By creating a copy of the type. Are you clear? So what is the question? How to consume a type? What is the answer? By creating a copy of the type. Okay, listen. All of us know this terminology, just a small difference in the jargon, that's all. Okay, copies of scalar types are known as, you learned in the C language, na? What is I? Variable. You call it variable. Okay, na? Whereas copies of complex types are known as objects. What we call them? Object or instance. So I repeat, man. Copies of scalar types are known as variables, whereas copies of complex types are known as object or instance. Now tell me, what is I? Variable. What is S? Variable. What is SS? Array object. What is SS? Object. What is EMP? There is only a difference in terminology here. In general, all are copies. See, in the classroom, all are visiting. In general, all are students only. But you have a classification, a generalization now. Male and female. Array, male or female, both are students only. So, in general, all are copies. All are copies only. In general, all these are copies. Just the difference in the terminology. What is the terminology? Scalar type copies are called variables. Complex type copies are called as objects. Did you understand me? Yes or not? Okay. So here, once you define this particular thing, tomorrow to consume the student, do you remember? First you said student, yes, yes dot ID is equals to, yes dot name is equals to, yes dot marks is equals to, yes dot fees is equal to. That is how you assign values. What is yes there? Object. What is yes there? Object. But if you are confused in the copy, that only said you, all of your students, male and female is a variation now. Same way, all are copies. Variables and objects are the difference. Terminology, what we just used. Scalar type copies are variables. Complex type copies are objects. Why I explained you all these things? Why did I explain you all these things? Let me clarify you. Why string is a class that is defined as a class here? Scalar means Scalar means can store only one value. Scalar means can store only one value. In I, how many values can you store? One only. In yes, how many values can you store? One. But coming to SS, you can store four values. How many? Four values. Coming to EMP, you can store four values. That is what is scalar and complex. Why, why string is a class? I will tell you in the data types classes of C#. Why is it a class? I will tell you in the data types classes. No. Predefined complex types also will be here. I'll tell you. See, we are comparing with C language. That is why in C language, mostly all the predefined are scalar. In C language, mostly all the predefined are scalar. Okay. Let's not jump off at a time. Let us go step by step. See, the day when you start eating food, you cannot eat a biryani, remember? It's spicy. Okay, let's go simply. First, basically, we'll just go step by step, understanding about the understanding everything finally. Okay. Till now, any doubts to anyone? Online students, is everyone clear? Till now, what I spoke, are you clear with all these things? Offline, all clear? Yes or not? Okay. Now, let me do one thing. Why I explained all these things, I'll tell you. Just watch. I am writing a C program, man. I'm writing a simple C program. All of you observe it. I'm writing a simple C program. Now, inside of this program, I'm writing some code like this. Int add, int A, comma, int B, int C is equals to A plus B, return C. You clear with the code? What is add? A function taking integers as a input and returning the output, integer as the output. What are you writing here? You're adding the two numbers and returning the C now. C is which type? Integer type. That only we said here. Returns an integer back again. You send me two integers, I'll send you one integer back again. What is that? The sum of the two. Same way, int sub. Int A, int B. I'm not writing anything new, guys. It's a simple C program, that's all. Okay. Afterwards, if you want these functions to execute, already in the morning you said, what is that? We need to call them from void main. Now we call them. How do you call? First function name is add of 100, comma 50. When I call like this, what will happen? The value 100 comes to A. The value 50 comes to D. What happens? Both are added and assigned to C now. What is the value of C? 150. Correct now? Return 150. Means 150 will come back now. And now I can capture it like this. How? Int result is equals to. Now see what will result contain? 150. When after function execution is completed, result will contain 150 in it. Okay now? Next. Int result 2 is equals to subtract of 100, comma 25. The value 100 goes to A now. The value 25 goes to B now. C is equals to, I'm sorry, I've written the same code. A minus B. So 100 minus 25 is 75. Return C. Will return the 75 and that 75 comes into result 2. What is the value of result 1? 150. What is the value of result 2? 75. And this is how we return programs in C language. This is how we have written programs in C language. I'm not telling anything new to you here. How did you write code in C? That's only I shown you here now. Okay. Now, I want to do the same now with a new language. with C++. Now, the same code I want to write by using which language? C++ language. All of you carefully watch. The first important thing in C++ is you need to define the members inside a class. Inside a class. Already I have shown you how to define a class. Array class, variables and functions. Come on. If you're writing the same in C++, what to do, you know? Class, some name. Now, look here. Check. This is how you write the code in C++. Observe it, all of you. Where is your code? I asked in English only, na? Answer, man. Where is your code? Inside a class. Rule number 1. In an object-oriented programming language, the members should be defined inside of a class. We followed it. It is inside the class. Okay, now, come to main now. Come to main now. I want to call these two functions. Which one? Add and subtract. If you want to call, you need some memory allocation first. You need some memory allocation. They all these inside a class now. Can I consume a class directly? No, na. So what should I do? Math obj. What is this, sir? Creating object of the class. What am I doing? Creating object of the class. Is it clear, all of you? What we are doing is creating the object of class. Second, you want to call this now. How to call obj.add, obj.sub. You cannot call it directly, man. You are required to prefix the object and just call it. See, how did you do in C? Directly called. But how are you doing in C++? C? First create the object. Memory is allocated now. Now, object.add, object.sub. Understood? All of you came from C background. That's why I'm focusing a lot first. Understand how you write the code. First difference, the member should be inside a class. Second difference, we cannot call them directly. We should create an object and call. We should create an object and call the appropriate members. So morning you saw C program structure now. Shall I show you a C program structure now? Look at that. Collection of members, variables and functions. But what is it? They are inside a class. But go up and see in the C program, there also we have variables and functions, but there is nothing called as a class there. Directly defined, but you are defined in a class. Second, in the main, what did you do? Directly call the members. But come here and see. What's it telling you first? Create the object of class, call members of class by using the object creator. Sir, why should I create the object? That only explained you. If you don't create an object, memory will not be allocated. If you don't create an object, memory will not be allocated. You want memory allocation, then compulsory object creation should be done. So the very important thing is create the object, and with that object only we can call the members. And this is a structure, and this is the example code for you. Class with the two functions inside. Void main, math obj, object created, calling the members by using it. Any doubts? Understood the difference between procedural and object oriented, all of you? Yes or not? Can I call the members directly in an object oriented language? No. How to call? By creating a object. Without creating an object, calling is not possible. Without creating an object, calling is not possible. What is the first object-oriented language? C++. The first object-oriented language is followed by Java, Python, C Sharp. So many came, but first one is C++. Okay, listen carefully. Even though C++ is the first object-oriented language, even though C++ is the first object-oriented language, it suffers from a criticism actually. I repeat, guys, even though C++ is the first object-oriented language, it suffers from a criticism. What is the criticism? The criticism is it is not fully object-oriented. Understood? What I said you, it is not fully object-oriented. Why, sir? What is the problem? We have written a class. We have followed all the rules now. Why? What is the problem with this? Problem is object-oriented programming tells every member of the program should be inside the class. Understood? What the class? Every member of the program inside of the class. Look at the code and tell me, is every member defined inside the class or not? You are not participating in the class. Yes or no? No. Why? What is outside the class? Main is outside the class. Where? Main is not inside the class. Watch it. When you define main, main is also part of the program only now. But is it inside or outside? Then you are not following the object-oriented standards now. Why? Object-oriented standards tells you everything should be inside the class, but main is outside the class. Understood? That is why it suffers from a criticism. It is not fully object-oriented. Okay? So listen. What is it? C++ is the first but still it suffers from a criticism that it is not fully object oriented because in C++ the main function of the program is defined outside of the class. Oh, it's cut off. Someone has said me now. Just a minute. Something settings. Projection. Just a second. We'll call that. Just a minute, guys. Extended. Auto setup. It's an auto setup. స్క్రీన్ కట్ అయిపోతుంది చూడు. నీకు తెలుసా ఏం మార్చాలో? అక్కడ కాదు, రే స్క్రీన్ కట్ అయిపోతుందిరా చూడు. లేదు ఇక్కడ మారుస్తాడు సెట్టింగ్స్. హుసేన్ లేడా? హుసేన్ ఆటో సెటప్ హార్డ్వేర్ ఏం చేస్తారు? ప్రొజెక్షన్. ఓకే, let him come meanwhile. Yeah, Raman. Yeah, what we're talking? C++ is the first object-oriented programming language, but still it suffers from a criticism. What is that? It's not fully object-oriented because in C++, the main function of the program is defined outside of the class. The main function is defined outside of the class. ఏంట సెట్టింగ్ స్క్రీన్ కట్ అయిపోతుంది. అదే సెట్టింగ్ చేస్తారు కదా. పొజిషన్ ఓకే. మేము పొజిషన్ లోకి వెళ్ళలేదు. సరే, ఎందుకు మారిపో ఫైన్. Okay, so C++ is the first object-oriented programming language, but still it suffers from a criticism of fully object-oriented because in C++, the main function of the program is defined outside of the class. It is not inside of the class, it is outside of class. Okay, so when I say this, we'll have a question now. Why all this confusion, sir? Can't we take this and put it directly inside now? Now tell me, where is main? Inside or outside? It is inside. Now can I call it fully object oriented or not? Tell me, yes or not? But problem is this program will not execute here. If you write it inside the class, it is fully object oriented only, but this program will not execute. And when it doesn't execute, what is the use of writing the code now? You developed a car, you just designed a car, a beautiful car, very great car, but you cannot drive the car. Then throw it in dustbin. What do you want it now? Yes or not? See, what is important? The program should execute now. When it doesn't execute, what is the use of this? If you write main inside, the program won't execute now. Why is the write won't execute? Listen carefully, all of you. Focus on this carefully. I'll ask you a series of questions. Answer me now. Okay. Question number 1. How to call members defined in a class? By creating, perfect, by creating the object of class. That's what, if you want to call the members of a class, you require to create the object of a class now. That's what I said to you. Without an object, there is no memory location. Object are created and called. Okay, next, second question. Where do we create the object of class? Perfect. Inside of main function, because it is the entry point of program. Understood or not? because it is the entry point of the program. Okay, third question. In the above code, in the above code, is main function a member of the class or not? Come on, let everyone answer. Yes or no? Yes, now. Now only you copy pasted inside of it and discuss it in part of the class now. Why are you telling no again? What I asked you in the above code? Go and see. Member of the class or not? Yes. Yes. It is. It is a member of the class. Okay. Now last question. If main is member of the class, how to call main function for execution? Come on. Huh? Array, no entry point. The jungle question, how to call the member of the class? You already answered the first point. Same answer only you should give now also. What is it? If main is member of class, how to call main function for execution? By creating the object of class. Because every member should be called by using object of the class. Correct or not? Now read the 4 points. There is a mistake in that. Identify. Read the 4 question and answers carefully. There is a flaw in that. Identify. Hmm. No, you did not. You are half right and half wrong again. Come again. What did you say? Inside the class. Hmm. Why? You are near but not exact. Yes. Ah. What is another main function? One main function only. Where you got another main function? You don't have another main function at all. One only present. Array, simple common sense apply there. Nothing rocket science. Simple common sense. What is it? Where is main? How to call it? By creating a object. Where will you create the object? Is it not looking funny now? You will create object in main, and that object you will call main. Did you understand or not? Ray, come again. Where do you create the object? Inside the main. How to call main? With the object. Array, how to call main? With the object. Where do you create the object? Array, until main executes, object won't be created. Am I correct? Until object is created, main won't be called now. See, this is called as a circular dependency. What is that? Main wants object to be created first. Object wants main to start. Or if you start, it will be created. What is object telling? If you start the execution, I will be created. What is main telling? If you are created only, I can start the execution now. Do you understand or not? Circular dependency. First one depends on the second. Second one depends on the first. Until the first one happens, second one will not happen. Until the second one happens, first one will not happen. Did you catch my point or not? Okay, see, two people required to do some work here. First one is telling, you do first, I'll do next. Second one is also telling the same thing. You do first, I'll do next. This work will never complete now. Am I right? First one is depending on the second one. Second one is depending on the first one. So these are dependencies like this. The code will never execute now. Clearer or not? Or otherwise, I'll tell you one more example for you for understanding about this. Anytime did you see this cylindrical locks? Yeah, these are called cylindrical locks. Saw them? Yeah, if you see the cylindrical lock here, all of you, if you just watch this lock, basically one end of the lock will have a key to open, one end of the lock will have a button, a knob there to press. Okay, that knob will be inside the room and key will be outside the room. You are staying in a hostel, it's a single room allocated for you now, and that door has a lock like this. The door has a lock like this. Outside, what will have key hole? Open the lock now. You should put the key and open the lock. Inside, what do you have? A knob. Inside, what you have is a knob. That's it. Okay. Once you go inside the room, close the door, press the knob. Door locked. No one can open it without a key. Are you clear? But inside of that, you don't require a key. Inside, if you turn it, it will turn off. But if from outside, you cannot turn it. Understood or not? Okay, fine. Now you're staying in a single room now. This is a lock that is having for the door. Every day when you go inside the room, you will go and press the knob. When you're coming out of the room, what do? You put the key in the pocket. You put your key in the pocket. After putting the key in the pocket, you will simply open the door, press the knob, pull the door. Press the knob, pull the door. Door is locked. Without the key, the door won't open now. Every day you're doing the same thing, but today morning also done the same thing. But after coming out and the door is not, you notice the key is not in your pocket. The key is not in your pocket. Where is the key? Inside the room. See now? Until the lock opens, you cannot get the key out. Am I correct? Until you get the key, the lock will not open. Same problem now. Until the key comes out, the lock will not open. Until the lock opens, key will not come out. You are in a deadlock situation now. You are in a deadlock situation. Did you understand or not? The same thing only said you there also. Until main starts the execution, object creation will not take place. Until object creation takes place, main cannot be starting the execution. Did you understand the problem? That is why I said, what is it? If you write this inside, this program will not run. Main is waiting for object to be created. Object is waiting for main to start. So this code will never run along. To resolve this problem, what did the designers of C++ done? You know, they brought it outside the class. Now tell me, when it is outside the class, is it a member of the class? Tell me, is it a member of the class? No. Can I call it directly or object required? Can I call it directly or object required? You can call directly. So this will become your entry point. This can be directly called. After calling, what will happen? Object is created. And now rest of the contents of the class are called. Rest of the contents in the class are called. So main has to execute without an object. If you want main to execute without an object, you cannot define it inside the class. Where it should be defined? Outside the class. But once you define outside of the class, be ready to face the criticism. What criticism? You are not fully object oriented. You are not fully object oriented. If main is inside the class only, we can call it as fully object oriented. Okay. So to skip from the criticism, if I do main into the class, the code will not execute. Yes or not? Something is better than nothing, man. Something is better than nothing. Right inside the class, don't execute. Array better. At least face the criticism, bring it out, and run the program now. Am I right or not? So that is how you write programs in C++ language. What it ended up now? I showed you how to write a program in C. I said you how to write a program in C++, and finally I said you the drawback of C++. Actually, we are working with C sharp. We are working with the C sharp. Now, all of you have doubt. Sir, in C sharp, this main will be inside the class or outside the class. Are you getting me? If you write outside the class, again, it is not fully object oriented. Understood or not? Actually, it's a bug in the C++. It was fixed in Java. It is fixed in Java. In Java and C sharp and Python, in all these languages, main will be inside the class, not outside the class. Sir, but if it is inside the class, how will it execute? Just now we brought this inside and discussed it won't execute now. Then how this is going to run? That will be a big doubt for us now. Are you clear? Okay. Tomorrow, I will explain you how this code executes even though the main is inside the class. That is started with Java, and I will show you clearly how this is going to happen even if it is inside the class. Okay. Meanwhile, I want to tell you this and all. The notes, guys. I will post the notes now. I just post the notes. Actually, I got a meeting link. Just a minute. All of you will be receiving a Google Classroom link in your email, guys, from Naresh Technologies. So if you go here from Naresh Technologies, you'll be finding a Google Classroom link. Just a minute. Yes. Can you see that? You'll see a Google Classroom link like this. All of you should receive this link actually. It will be from Naresh IT. Okay, now? So go to the link. Oh, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. Sorry, this one. There's a link here. Accept. And once you just do it, you will be getting access to the Google Classroom, all of you. Job-oriented students, you please ask Praveen. You just please ask Praveen about it. Okay. Is anyone added? No. No students are added. No students are added basically. Just ask the link for the Praveen. So in this, I will be posting up the notes. I'll be posting up the notes. Are you clear? Okay. Meanwhile, I will post the notes here. Meanwhile, speak with your admins and get added into the Google Classrooms. Okay. For that's 21. You need to contact Praveen. Full stack students, for full stack students and online students, online and full stack students. Here is the information for you completely. The admin has posted you how to get access to that. You are required to make your payment. After making your payment, you are required to send that information to the admin.